I'm gonna really put this part on the video, but if you're watching it, then I guess I did. Um, Sometimes, it could be a test to test your bravery or your reaction to something or to test your discipline. They may leave something out for you where you have a temptation for, and da da da. All it might be just a test to test you, and that may have valor to it. You know what I'm saying? That may have some kind of honorable thing to it. But the reason why I might leave this out is because if you know that it's a test, it kind of messes up the test. You know what I'm saying? If you see something, like if you know the TV show, what would you do? Now, if you knew it was the TV show setting up a fake scenario for you to test you out to see how brave you would be, it would be kind of corny for you to act brave on that scenario when you know it's all set up and fake anyways. You know what I'm saying? Because once you take away the fact that you don't know that it's real or not, that kind of messes up the whole test. So that's why I might leave this out. But if I didn't, then whatever. I might put a disclaimer before and let you know. Like if you want to know, you want to know. You might find something. But I don't know if that messes up the test. Then hell, then they got to make up a new test now. Fuck it, or whatever they got to incorporate it now because the truth got to come out. And but now the problem is, what if it's not a test? What if it's something that's just meant to entrap you? Now, uh, that's even worse. So we got to think about that too. Now you may be somebody that did wrong or somebody that they don't like, you know what I'm saying? It seemed as if OJ Simpson thought it was a test, you know what I'm saying? He had a bunch of people gassing him up. He went out to go rob some people that took all that sued him for all his money and stuff. So Max B got into some issues too. He seemed like he was going through the program too when he was getting mad at Jim. Max B situation, you know what I'm saying? Um, Now, whether these people, OJ, whatever they did, if they did something wrong, of course they did something wrong. But it's not really clear to say what's wrong when they're probably responding to something that as intense as gang stalking or something, or if they know like if they feel like everyone's out to get them and stuff. You know what I'm saying? These people always try to dismiss it as, oh, you're some kind of mental case. Da, da, da. They know what's going on, but they don't want you, and they don't want the public to know what's going on. They try to do everything subliminal, clandestine, undercover, you know. But with all the harassment people might be getting, it's hard to say if their actions are wrong or right. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you would have to analyze for yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you did some things that were probably destructive, or that society wouldn't like, or something like that. Now um, you would have to assume that, what I'm saying, if they're trying to bait you into something and it seems like it has the potential to cause you harm or cause you uncomfort, then you would have to seriously analyze that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, these people, if they have the all-seeing eye, you think they would turn a blind eye to what you have done and da da da. Now, it's on every individual to figure out for themselves. Um, but the point is what I'm saying, you got to make sure that you're not being entrapped. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you follow who you truly are, um, whatever that is, I don't even know what that means anymore. But you would have to you'll get it through. They'll use phrases like "you ain't about that life" to get people gassed up to do things, or maybe it's to warn them to not do things. It depends on how you look at it, how you take it. Now it's up to you to act appropriate by your own standards. Um, act rationally and appropriately by your own standards. And but I can see how the allure of what you may perceive as the true spiritual truth, or it might be an illusion, but the true spiritual truth may be something that the allure of it, of the true metaphysical, might be something that may overtake someone's rational acts. And also the social aspect of it, when it seems like it's everybody except for you in on it, what I'm saying, might influence you, to follow the crowd or whatever. when somebody feels it's just meant to entrap them, just straight up punishment or entrap them or whatever, some kind of thing to, you know, put your soul in a new body. They say one man dies and a new baby's born, and that soul goes to the new life. Um, so it's like some may perceive that as dying, but I mean, your soul is immortal and eternal. But I mean, it could be one difference where, as you didn't know from the first time, you didn't know who you was as a baby. So that's something that you gotta watch out for. You know what I'm saying? If you want to keep being you and gain on yourself, you should want to, like I said, you should want to be you, so you could always gain. How are we growing the soul if you're starting over, resetting things. That's why we don't do that stuff. We're trying to make everybody be free from that, so that we could keep growing in ourselves. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But, death is just another part of life. That's it. Now let's say this scenario, whatever they're doing, they force you to do. I don't know, a killing or whatever they're trying to force you to do, um, or they're trying to manipulate you to do. Now let's say that this is let's say it's meant to punish some undesirable person or somebody that sinned against something, or just to make up for the wrongs that you done. Let's say you offended society and you got to make up for the wrongs and they want you to make up for the wrongs that you do. This kind of parallels the Bible, how in at least in the Old Testament where they would say, if you committed a sin against God, you would have to sacrifice an animal and da 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 and do a couple rituals. They say the blood cleanses all the sins, and that even goes back to the New Testament where Jesus was. They say Jesus was the sacrifice and his blood was the ultimate to cleanse all the sins and stuff like that. But I don't know. I think they all into something. They all, and I think this is what they still do today. You know what I'm saying? I think they still cash blood sacrifices the same way they did in the Old Testament in the olden days, and there's supposed to be a cleanse for some sin to a god. A god, who is this god? I don't know. And all religious books had other ways to cleanse from sin. They have forgiveness and other paths. I guess it just depends on what that sin was or whatever. So now we could say a lot. We could analyze it and see you know if the punishment actually fits the crime. If this is a punishment, supposedly, if that actually fits the crime, if it's valid, equal equal in weight. Um, because although we have like laws against entrapment in this society, we don't. They these secret orders don't seem to follow. They seem to use the entrapment thing as a funny tactic that they always show. Now, although they're not too good at it, you know what I'm saying? Everybody finds that out. Everybody finds a way to avert it and subvert it, and everybody finds a way past it. But they still try to entrap people, and it's just the fact of the fact of the whole thing that they try to do it, which makes it kind of funny because these same people are the same people that run the shadow government is almost the same people that run the regular government in most cases. So for us to have a society rule in one society where it's like, okay, we don't use this tactic, da 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 da, but then the shadow government uses it. I don't know, like, well, we'll see. Now, I would give them some, I guess you could say, credit to where they seem to have some moral ground to where they only do things to you that reciprocate what you do or would have done to others or would have someone else do to others. Better put. And I mean, it makes it seem like they have some moral ground. But then if you think about it, it could be something like maybe they have some other law or some other group on side of them that they're battling out for, and they have to follow those rules from the other people and this and that. So maybe they're both bound by consequences. So maybe it's not so okay. We're doing it morally because it's moral. They may be doing this just because of the consequences. You know what I'm saying? Where you take it too far, someone else might be able to take it even further than that on you. So that may just be it. Who knows? Now the reasons why some people are targeted, it's like I said, some people may have done something that society dislikes and how they targeted. Um, Others are targeted just because they may be seemingly weak. You know what I'm saying? Like they might hunt out the weak in society and try to do a what do you call it, a culling of society. Others, there's some people that join. Some people join the Illuminati and then they have maybe they have to sacrifice someone close to them to show their loyalty or something like that. This is all things that I heard from YouTube sources mostly, but and you can see a lot with celebrities